People are getting weird.
This brother is absolutely right.
I don't know what the hell is happening lately, but people are getting weird. Like every time I go out, someone's either pissed off, staring you down, or acting like basic manners are now optional. You go to the store, everyone, looks like they're one bump away from throwing hands in the produce aisle. You hold the door open for somebody. They walk through it like you owed them that shit. When you're driving, people are cutting you off, brake checking, acting like their day is more important than everybody else's. And it's not just anger, it's jealousy, it's bitterness, it's envy. You can feel it coming off of people. I mean, you post something good happening in your life, people get quiet. You post something bad and they're suddenly watching real close. That alone should tell you where people's hearts are at right now. And the thing is, nobody's hiding it anymore. People are sloppy with their negativity. Their energy's loud as hell. You don't even have to guess. You can see it in their face before they even open their mouth. The customer service, dead. The cashiers look like they're fighting demons. Half of the customers look like they brought theirs to share. And every day feels heavier. The grocery trip, the workday, the errands. Even standing in line feels tense as hell. Everyone's burnt out. Everyone's jealous of something. Everyone's mad at life and taking it out on strangers. And honestly, it's getting obvious, real obvious. The energy is shifting, and not in a good way. People are turning cold, quick. And if you've been paying attention, you've seen it too.
Shalom. All praise, all honor, and all glory unto Yahweh. Bahasham Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Rachak Wadash. Double honor to the apostles, the elders of Great Millstone, who still rule and teach well. Peace and blessings and safety unto the Lord's elect, scattered throughout the four corners of the planet Earth, pushing this word in humility and sincerity as commanded by Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shai. And these are the signs of the times. These are the signs of the times. The fact that people is, as he put it, being cold. They're not hiding it anymore. They're not hiding how they really feel, their negativity, the spirit that's in the earth, which really he's talking about America. The spirit that's in America is a cold spirit. There's no genuine compassion or manners, politeness, courtesy, chivalry. All of that is gone. And that's one of the signs that Yahweh Shai gave us when the Roman Empire, which America is an extension of the Roman Empire, when the Roman Empire was going to be brought down, when the so-called white man's world was going to be dismantled. He said this in Matthew 24:12, and because iniquity shall abound, lawlessness is abounding, increasing. When we talk about lawlessness, we're not talking about the so-called white man's laws. We're talking about the laws of the Heavenly Father, which the so-called white man's laws give you license to sin, to do what you want to do, to disregard the laws of the Heavenly Father. And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. See, this environment where you don't have the law, it puts a certain spirit on people. This is why the laws are important. The laws are profitable for doctrine, for reproof, for instruction, for way of life. Okay? Because just in a general sense, people will be in a better spirit when the laws, statutes, and commandments are established, not when they're being broken at a high rate. It says the love of many will grow cold in the NLT, and that's the word that he used. The word cold is
Strong's G 5594. Psucho.
Sucho, to breathe, blow cold, cool by blowing, to be made or grow cold, of waning love. So people have a waning love, meaning their love is decreasing. Yeah, you get cut off. You at the grocery store, you got one item, the person in front of you got 100, and they don't want to let you get in front of them. You trying to get out of the intersection, and nobody wants to let you out. Your car is just driving by you. Just little simple things. People just randomly staring at you and mean mugging you, looking like they're ready to whoop your ass. They don't even know you. These things is the love of many growing cold. And so I asked ChatGPT, I said, Matthew Love of many waxing cold, meaning it says Yahushua is saying that in the last days, sin or iniquity will increase everywhere. And as a result, people's love will grow cold. What wax cold means? Wax in Old English means to grow or become. So wax cold means to slowly lose warmth, compassion, and genuine love. In simple terms, because evil, lawlessness, and selfishness increase, people will stop caring about each other the way they used to. That's what he was going into in that video. People stop caring about each other the way they used to. Their kindness, compassion, and love will fade away, becoming cold like something that has lost its heat. It describes a time when people become more self-centered. Trust breaks down. Compassion decreases. Relationships weaken. These are the times that you're living in. Yahushua is on his way. 2 Timothy 3 verse 1. This know also, that in the last days perilous times shall come. For men shall be lovers of their own selves, covetous, boasters, proud, blasphemers, disobedient to parents, unthankful, unholy. And you definitely see all of those things here in America. And you if you're not in America, you can go on social media. And you see that even in other parts of the world. It says, without natural affection, truce breakers, false accusers, incontinent, fierce, despisers of those that are good. Let's go to this word incontinent in the Greek.
Strong's G 193. Akrates. Akrates.
Akrates, without self-control, intemperate. Yeah, people don't have self-control. People aren't able to control their anger. They aren't able to control their emotions. They aren't able to control their pride. They aren't able to keep their composure. Incontinent. It says powerless, because ultimately the demons are making these people do this. They don't have control over their spirit. It said, he that ruleth his spirit is better than he that taketh a city. These people don't have any rule over their spirit. They're not in spiritual training camp like we are. They're not in spiritual boot camp like we are. It's like we're in the gym every day, conditioning and training, and they're just sitting on the couch, fulfilling their lust every day, fulfilling their desires every day. They have no spiritual compass, moral compass. It says without self-control, intemperate, having or showing a lack of self-control, immoderate. So people get so worked up over the smallest things, and it's because the love of many is waxing cold. The Lord has put the spirit in the earth. It's a spirit of division. The Lord is not coming to bring a spirit of peace. He said there is no peace to the wicked. Luke chapter 12. And if you're not in this truth of Yahweh Shemel Shai, you're wicked. If you reject this truth, you're wicked. If you come against this truth, you're wicked. Luke 12 and 51. Suppose ye that I am come to give peace on earth? I tell you nay, but rather division. This is that division, the spirit of division. Not the spirit of unity, not the spirit of love, and everybody coming together and having a good old time. No, the spirit of division. The spirit of people not getting along. The spirit of people not being on the same page. The spirit of people being against one another, contrary to each other. And this is what happens when there's lawlessness, because you can do whatever you want. So if you can do whatever you want, well, I'm going to think this way, and you're going to think that way. As a matter of fact, I'm going to think this way just so I don't think like you. And I'm going to do this just so I don't be like you. Or I'm going to believe in this just so I'm different from you. Individualism. See, the law, you can still be an individual under our law, but not to the extreme that these Americans are going, man. I mean, people will get People will dye their hair orange. They'll get their fucking cheeks pierced. You know, they'll get their chin pierced. You know, they'll get a tattoo on their tongue just to be an individual, just to be different. This is just utter lawlessness, just to set themselves apart. Look, the law said, no, you're all going to do this. You're all going to keep this. On this day, everybody's going to do this. Okay? And what does it stop? It stops this individualism. It stops this spirit of great division on an individual level, because the nations were meant to be divided. The Lord said he separated the sons of Adam. Okay? The Lord gave them their idols. He chose Israel for himself. Okay, so the Lord is with separation and he's with division. But to what extent? See, this division that the Lord has put in America is to your destruction. The division that he created in the beginning for the nation of Israel was so that Israel could flourish. Because when we were mingled among the heathen, we learned their works, which were a snare or a trap unto us, by worshiping and serving their idols and their ways and their ideologies. So it says here in Luke 12 and 51, suppose ye that I am come to give peace on earth. This is what the majority of people, especially you Christians, think. You think that the Lord is coming to give peace to this earth. Well, the love of Jesus, and I just want to say that I love you and that Jesus wants you to surrender and that he can be peaceful to your, all this, fluff, all this fluff, feel good message. What did the Bible say? What do the scriptures say? Well, suppose ye that I am come to give peace on earth? I tell you, nay, but rather division. For from henceforth there shall be 5 in one house divided, 3 against 2, and 2 against 3. He said he's going to come and bring a sword. Let me see, how is it worded? It's in Luke. Was I just there? Okay, Matthew 10, verse 34. Think not that I am come to send peace on earth. I came not to send peace, but a sword. What is a sword used to do? It's a killing instrument, and it's used to separate things. You got something that's whole. I seen a video the other day of Jake. He was practicing, with his samurai sword, and he sliced a water bottle in half. He took that bottle, he put the sword to it, and it divided. The Lord is putting the sword to your relationships. He's putting the sword to these people's lives. And everybody is divided. Verse 35 says, for I am come to set a man at variance against his father, and the daughter against her mother, and the daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law. And a man's foes shall be they of his own house. So the Lord is separating people's households, man. This is a part of the signs of the end. The love of many waxing cold, whether you're at the grocery store, the gas station. Like he said, customer service is dead. You expect to be treated a certain way. These people don't care. Nobody cares. Everybody's exhausted because America is going down and nobody knows what to do. God damn it, those Hebrew Israelites are right. Every week it just gets worse and worse. They're frustrated because they don't have hope like we do. They don't have vision like we do. They don't see the light at the end of the tunnel like we do. Therefore, their love is waxing cold. They just become more and more hateful. That's why Jacob's trouble is going to be that much worse. because it's gonna represent a breaking point. It's gonna represent an explosion within these people, where this thing has just been mounting and mounting and mounting, and then now you're telling me that there's no police. Now you're telling me there's no 911. Now you're telling me there's no food for my children. Now you're telling me that there's absolutely, no water, no running water, no electricity. This is this is it. I must do what I have to do. And these people are going to eat each other alive. But the Lord's elect will be straight. Will be straight. Psalms chapter 91. I'm going to go straight to the point. Verse 7, 1,000 shall fall at thy side, and 10,000 at thy right hand, but it shall not come nigh thee. These are the people that's going to be destroying each other, killing each other, murdering each other for lack of food, for lack of water, for pride, for vengeance, for revenge, personal vendettas. When the opportunity presents itself, they're going to take it. That's what the movie The Purge showed you, that when the opportunity presents itself, the average Joe will take it. Lord willing, this is edifying. Just a quick hit. Kwam Yasharala. Brother Yaquam. Shalom.